Underdog Daily with the Badge Bros, John and Nez here for a Dog Bowl Monday edition. I thought it should have been a national holiday post Super Bowl here, but Numi thought otherwise. He said this slate is too good to pass up on for Dog Bowl. So we're doing it. We are doing it. We got 4 chances left to get into the Dog Bowl. We have 2 slates and 4 seats left, and we're going to cover both of them. We're going to do one of them today, and then we're going to do one for Off It on the Clock on Wednesday there. But man, we're getting down to the nitty gritty to earn. Whoa! Before I can even start, wow, got caught off guard here. Best Ball Viper coming in 20 memberships off the hop. Someone must have had a good big game there. Appreciate you, my friend. Before we could even get things kicked off here, Nez, the good people are taking care of us already.
I mean, the 101 of communities is what people are saying.
Many are saying.
Is what I've heard.
Well, hey, a community is only as good as its leader, Nez. And our leader took down the NBA slate yesterday. Big shouts to you, my friend.
Thank you, sir. That was a nice way to kick off the Super Bowl festivities. I'll tell you that much. I was not expecting to have that nice of a day. I had a lot of Tari Eason that swapped to Seth Curry, which helped. I had a lot of Gary Trent Jr. And then I was like, well, I have too much. There's no way I'm right. I'm missing something. So I toned that down. And then a lot of your boy Musa Diabate, and he got poked in the eye.
Yeah, that was many are calling it East Coast Draymond these days in beef stew, just whacking him across the brow.
Same exact thing. So
beef stew ruined a pick'em of mine too, Nez. So we're both in the camp of not being beef stew fans today.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. That guy's messing with our boy. So yeah, no, I mean, all things considered, it was kind of crazy that ended up being, the winning lineup. But yeah, obviously thrilled to have taken one down, and I'm coming for that top spot that Buster Boys took from me, dude.
He's chipping away. I've got leaderboard.
One more bink, and I'm back where I belong. Shout out to Scott for the tool there. But yeah.
Love it, dude. Yeah, well, big congratulations to you. Well done. I think we could say directionally accurate on Raptor stuff all year by saying Gary Trent gets you home. Former Raptor, all coming full circle here, Nez.
It's certainly not the Raptors themselves, brother. I'll tell you that much.
We got to get right on these Raptors somehow. We have to spin zone a narrative to get right on these Raptors. Appreciate Adam joining up as well there. That's 21 memberships to start the show. I imagine Best Ball Viper is gifting these out because alongside many from this community, found himself to some great success there yesterday. He had a second place finish in the bigger mitten there for 20K. So big shouts to our guy, Best Ball Viper. Wanted to bring up the gauntlet winner from yesterday, Nez, and we could just kind of talk through the football game that was there. Yeah, but let's bring up the gauntlet winner real quick here. Bash Barty. Shout out to Bash Barty, 150K. What is that up top? Oh my goodness. Mad respect for the chop there. And EPPY 12588, chopping it up top. 5 live pieces in the Super Bowl. Mahomes, Worthy, Hopkins, Saquon, and then Devonta Smith were the guys you ended up needing. As you guys could see, your boy couldn't slough out another min cash. We only had 3 live players on that roster, and it was Kelsey and Hollywood Brown, all the guys that did nothing there. Yeah, just thoughts on the contest here in the gauntlet and thoughts on the game yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure this team won on that final Hail Mary.
Worthy?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that, I'm sure that sent a lot of people into a spiral, right? You're probably watching the game thinking it's curtains. They're pouring Gatorade on Coach Sirianni, my cousin, before 2-minute warning even hits. I mean, you're probably counting your cash. I didn't see who was in first, so I don't know who was the unfortunate recipient of that. But to get absolutely rugged like that, oh my God, I would feel sick to my stomach. I mean, that was massive. Implications were massive. So shout out this guy who I believe is a Playboy Cardi fan based on his username. So he's definitely a friend of mine.
One man's win, another man's displeasure with a play like that. We gotta give some love to our guy Copper Prices, man. Had so much fun with him in Vegas there. I know it's the redacted platform, but our guy Copper Prices takes down 120, almost 115K USD in his pocket there. But he also does the ultimate alpha move here and changes his avatar on the redacted platform to a Badge Bros emblem. So mad respect to our guy. Copper Price is coming in here. 50 gifted Badge Bros membership. Much love, my friend. Congratulations to you. Well-deserved, well-earned. Hope to see you in them Dawg Bowl streets today.
Man, that was so awesome. I couldn't believe it when I saw his tweet, man. That he took down, that he's chopped first for over 100K. I mean, holy shit, man. That is unbelievable. To do it in on a single slate like that is you just like enter some lineups. Next thing you know, you're winning 100K is just like absurd, hilarious, all-time funny move to switch his avatar to the Badge Bros emblem. So fucking funny.
So good.
We might have to send him a like a Casio or something.
So good, man. So good. Much appreciated, Copper Prices. Mad respect to you, bro. Hopefully we can run back that Vegas trip again in the future here, maybe in Slam Diego as the people chase the dream. John, what's the sub is this tax from? John, not a member. Oh shit. Getting outed that my other account. Nez knows how to set it up, and surprise to nobody, I didn't know how to make myself a member. So
I'm a paying member. I just
always use the Badge Bros one here. Nez, let's talk about the ball game yesterday. Was your firewood thin crust pizza as good as you'd imagined? You have yourself a nice little Super Bowl get together. What'd you think about the football game?
Yeah, no, it was great. It was a great time. I very much enjoyed the smackdown that was in that game. And I mean, it was so obvious from the jump that the Chiefs just had no answer whatsoever to the Eagles. And that was mainly, to the Eagles pass rush. If you're getting home with four rushers, I mean, that's it. That's the game. Like it's over at that point.
That was one of Hayden's biggest mismatch notes leading up to it. He did like a 900 facts about the Super Bowl, and then he kind of doubled down a couple times on their program and stuff. And he just talked about the defensive tackles versus offensive line mismatch that the Eagles had, and he cited it multiple times as whatever. And that was kind of what pushed into my my rushing prop idea for the Mahomes one too. Obviously, wrong game script for Mahomes to get it done in our core pick them there, but like that was the thesis where it was like they were going to be able to get pressure with only 4, and man, did it work in a big way.
I mean, 5 sacks total? I mean, crazy.
Yeah, I don't know offhand. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, well, we talked about it before. You said it, and I was like, ooh, that's spicy. You said it on Friday's show there. You're like, if this one goes blowout by way of blowout, it's because the Eagles get up, the Eagles do it, and the Eagles, put their foot on their throats by bleeding clock and playing whatever. And honestly, they didn't even have to do the bleed clock run through Saquon thing. They kept taking shots. That play to Devonta Smith was really the nail in the coffin there, where it was kind of like, okay, maybe it's, what was it, 24? It was 24-6 at that point after the failed 2-point conversion. And it was like, okay, KC could maybe make this a little game. And then it was like very next play fake, boom, all the way down the field. Seen this movie before. That was big time throw.
So cool, man. So cool to see. That team deserved it. Shout out Saquon Barkley. Shout out the Eagles. I mean, that's a pretty cool team. That was just I think the best team in football won the Super Bowl yesterday. I mean, that was pretty dope.
I mean, we talked about it on Friday, how like just how complete the roster was. I
Yeah.
mean, what a turnaround for that defense, because last year that defense, we were like playing shootout narrative with them in basically all contests that we were playing. We were playing shootout narrative. We were like, this is the best team to play against because the Eagles will go up tempo, they'll throw, they'll score touchdowns. They didn't have the same quality of run game last year. It all kind of funneled through Mahomes, and it was mainly through the air. And then their defense was like 28, 29, 30th against the pass. And it was like pure pass funnel. And it was like, wow, this is the perfect fantasy goodness. Then this year, it's like they get the running game taken care of. They have an elite draft by getting the two back end secondary players in DeJean and Mitchell. And then they bring in Vic Fangio, and it's like, oh my God, this is a real defense now. And we talked about it all year long, how good they were against the pass and against opposing wide receivers there. So yeah, just complete transformation.
Yeah, very well said. I mean, they really did turn shit around there in a big way. It'll be interesting to see what this team looks like next year. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't like maybe it's because it was a beat up against the Chiefs, but it, you know, when your Seahawks, you know, they beat the shit out of the Broncos, right?
Yeah, the Broncos get the 43-8 or whatever.
Yeah, that one that one was boring. You know, that one wasn't like a fun beatdown. Like this one, it might have just been because it was against the Chiefs, but like,
right.
That was fun. That was a good game to watch. I had a lot of fun watching that game.
The traditional media narratives are all going to be about you know, Mahomes shitting his pants in the Super Bowl, and you know, Brady never did that. Now they're not on the same level and all this sort of stuff. I can't. I'm going to be gobbling that stuff up and just being like, this is ridiculous. Let's talk about a couple things here. I think the pressing question on a personal level for you will be, did cousin Nick give you a phone call immediately after the game? Did you call cousin Nick? What's the dynamic with you and Sirianni here?
I might, you know, the connection is I'll probably like his mom's Facebook post that says, "Congrats to Nick. I'm so happy for him." And I'll like the post. Maybe even instead of a heart, instead of a like, give it a heart on Facebook. Nice. You know, and I'll like my dad's comment. He'll probably say congrats to Nick, you know, in there in the comments. Probably something like that.
Nice. A real personal connection between you and Nick there.
My cousin, man. That's my cousin. Nick. I gotta let my dog in.
Yeah, for sure. Other things we gotta talk about. Let's see if Nez. I don't know if he's got the AirPods in or if he's got the other thing and he can hear me or not. Oh, you got me? Okay. Yeah, the other things we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about the halftime show, man. I mean, I'm a big Kendrick guy. I know you're a big Kendrick guy. I loved seeing Kendrick live. That ain't it for me. Did you enjoy it? What'd you think?
Well, all right. I'll give you since you're asking me, I'll give you my nuanced, not so long opinion.
Okay.
And I want to start by saying I enjoy Kendrick Lamar's music. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed a lot. I do acknowledge the fact that I think he is like greatly overrated, but he's a cultural figure and he's earned the hype, whatever. I've seen him in concert like numerous times. He's not been one of my favorite concerts at all. I'm not a real big fan of his like performance style and his like rap style, you know, like I feel like that's just me personally when I see a guy live. Like I like they didn't do the backtrack. The only thing that like I will say is like when he finally did Not Like Us and he looks in the camera when he goes, "Say Drake," and he's got that big old smile on his face. That just made like everything worth it. That was like, you know what? I forgive the fact that this is not going to be a solid performance, you know, and I don't think everybody's gonna like it. But whenever he just did that, man, that was.
And then Serena dancing on the grave there with the crip walk kind of thing.
Yo, right? And like, they used to like be friends.
Yeah,
her and Drake. So that's what's like.
I think they had a little bit of a thing for a minute too. That's what the boys were saying at the party, but I didn't know.
I think so too. Yeah. And this is what Jumfrey's saying. Like he is a rapper, you know, he has words to rap and then like he kind of like skips around for it. And like, it just like, I don't know, man. I've seen a lot of concerts, rap concerts in my day. Like Kendrick is just not somebody that I like to see in concert. It's just, I don't leave that concert feeling like I do other artists that I've seen live.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I respect that for sure. I just think it doesn't translate great to national audience and whatever, right? And it's
No,
not like a stadium style show, like as good as it could have been. Like I talked about it last week with Friday, going to see Shane Gillis. I was like, dude, I think he's funny as fuck. I think his specials are amazing. I'll get whatever. He's not a sell it at an arena guy. Like it's
no,
just like there's certain
no.
guys that are like, I want to listen to them or I want to go see them in a small venue. I want to see them on TV. Like his music videos and what he puts together nowadays, like Squabble Up music video and like how artistic and how creative it is. That stuff's amazing. But like that doesn't transfer to nationally televised artists or when you're in the building. Like, Underdog had a contingency that was there. Shout out to Underdog for gifting a Super Bowl ticket there.
Yeah, that was
Jack
sweet.
Settleman gave it out to a guy who lives out of an RV and works the oil rigs there. So mad respect to that. Went and watched the game and sat with Berm and Settleman and that sort of deal. But dude, like it doesn't translate when you have 100,000 people in a stadium to be rapping into a camera like 4 feet from you inside of like cubes on the ground, right? Like the people in the building are like, what the fuck? Like, you need like the big rock show, the big extravagant whatever. So yeah.
No, you do,
Anyways.
man. I did not think it was going to translate very well to
Mhm.
the national audience, but like if you attack the performance on
Yeah.
Twitter, he has so many fans. The weight that he carries right now is
Mm.
crazy. People are like, you just don't know the music. Like that's why you
Yeah.
don't like it.
Yeah.
No, I know a
You don't
lot.
get the cultural relevancy. You don't get the political motivation
Yeah,
behind his
yeah. Like you
lyrics,
just don't get
the
the
words,
message.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
you don't get the message.
bro, it's the
Yeah.
Super Bowl. Like
Right.
I'm not trying to be woke right now.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. I'm just here to hear some bangers, dude.
yeah,
It
like I
also
think
kind of pissed me off that
yeah.
like he didn't play like all old school bangers. Like you can go money
Of
trees,
course
you can
not.
go swimming pools, you can go like, come on, man, play these
No
old school
money
bangers.
trees.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, I've been repping Kendrick since Section 80. And
Mhm.
sometimes if you haven't listened to Section 80 in a while, go back to Section 80 and you'll like, man, rekindle the feeling.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm just like I wasn't surprised. And I don't want to be a hater because I know a lot of people like Kendrick. That is
Right.
that's a hilarious post.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm glad we
Samuel
can
L.
agree
Jackson
on it.
as Uncle Sam was hilarious. That
That
was a
was cool.
hilarious bit.
That was cool.
Yeah. Um, the scoreboard bug issue. Would you be into seeing the scoreboard just left like that, or no? You just thought it was insufferable.
Oh, it was terrible.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Like you wouldn't
You had the
ever
same
be.
score bug, right?
Yeah. Like the minimalistic. Like.
Minimalist, but like large as shit. Like at the
Yeah.
same time, it was
Mhm.
terrible.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder. It was interesting. Like in the back of my mind, I was like, did they do this to like try and reinvent the wheel and go full minimalistic on it? And then they were just like, ah, fuck it, it's a bug. Like let's like people obviously don't like it. Let's call it a bug.
Well, it's literally called a score bug.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
literally what it was.
It's not not like an actual like issue bug. That's literally what
Oh,
that thing is called, is a score bug. Like in baseball, in
oh,
the top left, in the Bally Sports, those are score bugs. That's what they're called.
oh! I'm so out of touch that I thought everyone was referencing it as like it was a bug in the
Got it.
scoreboard.
No,
Like,
that's literally that's how it's
oh,
labeled, is the score bug.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, not a fan of that one. Was not a fan of that one. The other
No.
thing I was saying the other day, it's like, man, we talked about this before. Is there any other line of work where you can just like have no fucking credentials whatsoever, like one day, and then the very next year you're in the big game? Like Tony Romo, Tom Brady, like these guys, man, like they literally they have no media training, they have no color commentary experience. They do half a season, they get this big ass fat contract because of who they are and their connection to football and what they were as a player. But then they just walk into the biggest game of the year and they're like the voice of it. Like it's kind of crazy, man, to just like give this guy a couple years to like train or something because like I don't know. Brady ain't it in the booth for me.
No, and I don't know if it's just because I don't even have like a strong disdain for Brady like that. I mean, I don't love Tom Brady, but
Mhm.
like I don't know. I wasn't a fan of it either, but I also don't know how much I don't know how much I would have noticed it if I didn't know it was like Tom Brady. I didn't love it, And I will say, like, I've definitely like soured on Tony Romo as well. I liked Tony Romo a lot when he first came in.
Yeah,
and
everyone kind of feels that way.
They grew really poorly on me after that. Yeah, dude, I didn't love Brady in the booth at all. Everybody knows it, but like we need Greg EO. That's who we need.
Ooh,
Everybody knows it.
Okay.
Yeah. He's the 101 of color commentary.
Okay, I respect it. I gotta give Greg EO better listen here to
yeah. For those, he's like the chalk answer for like best color commentator, but he is really, really good. He's really good. Like does a ton of breakdowns, like is like enthusiastic. Like you can just tell like he should probably be a coach.
Okay. All right. Respect it. All right, dude. What do you want to do here? You want to move into I guess I gotta ask you if there's any last things you want to say about the big game there. Looked like Underdog had a great party in Missouri there. And they had like a St. Louis party going on. Heard some good things circulating on Twitter about that. So Underdog doing its thing there. And then obviously we talked about the ticket giveaway. Anything else you want to mention about the big game? Mention about I don't know. Hey, shout out to us for getting the whoever suggested the worthy pick'em in the chat on Friday's show. There, we got that Xavier Worthy MVP pick'em home. The build. Yeah,
that was nice. No, I don't think I have anything much else to add. I think that was a very satisfying game, satisfying result, and excited to turn the page.
All right, let's turn the page because one of our longest standing members, 18 months, mad respect, Nick, 18 months. Do these guys ever stop yapping? No, that is literally the purpose of the show, Nick. But now we will get to the things in which you guys actually want to talk about, and that is today's NBA Dawg Bowl Slate. Nez, I will ask you the evergreen question. Today's Dawg Bowl, $10 price point, 10 game slate, 2 seats up for grabs. How many have we done?
Where am I now? I want to say 50 for the Dawg Bowl. Yeah, a little over 50 right now. We're going to get into it. We're starting to get more clarity as the day goes on.
Yep.
But yeah, it's very, very difficult. At least it was to start the day, to navigate this slate, given the Q tags that are scattered across it and the spreads that exist as well.
Yep. Well put. Good overview. Some of those Q tags have now been added that were back-to-backs, like Dame Lillard, for instance, where like people felt all warm and fuzzy clicking his name after such a great performance yesterday on the back of 44 minutes. And now all of a sudden, him and LaMelo Ball, for instance, have kind of like flipped ADP spots based on availability, one having played yesterday and one having not played yesterday on the back-to-back, that sort of narrative. So yeah, a lot to parse through here. Also, availability of some of these trade pieces. We already got the Mark Williams rule out there, but I did think in the back of my mind for a hot second there that, maybe there was a non-zero chance that Mark Williams, after the snip snap trade with the Lakers, would be available this evening, but not going to be the case there for Charlotte. So yeah, let's do our normal thing. We're going to use the unabated interface. We are going to use the ADP to start here, Nez. And let's just kind of, talk about some leans here, talk about some whatevers. Oh, while we've been on air, we got the upgrade to Luka and LeBron probable tags. So there's a huge one there. We were talking about Luka behind closed doors and whether he was a safe cover boy for Wednesday's show and kind of like the potential for something like that. And I had the take, Nez, that tonight, nationally televised ESPN game that wouldn't normally be an ESPN game on a Monday night with Utah. I thought everything was pointing towards, they're going to, whether he's 100% or not, they're going to force him into this one. But he's been practicing and he's been running fives. The timeline for him was always just around All-Star break, and we're obviously pushing up on that this weekend here. So this does look good to me. So with this Luka Q now to a P, how would you rank the Luka and LeBron at the upper echelon of the draft board here?
Yeah, this is a obviously super loaded draft board at the front there. I would very much consider and probably will put Luca over Shea.
Okay.
And I would consider LeBron over Shea as well.
Okay.
But I think Shea can get there even in a blowout. The spread has me very, very nervous for this OKC Pelicans game. So, like, was 30 minutes? Do you want 30 minutes of Shea or like 32, 34 minutes of LeBron, Luca, maybe even 38? Because we've got basically full strength Jazz. I would not fault anybody for putting SGA 5, to be honest. But SGA is, he's an MVP candidate. The Pelicans are a very favorable matchup. He could get 60 and be done by the fourth quarter.
Yeah, this is a kind of an evergreen conversation that we've ended up having with OKC recently. Another thing that we can add to the OKC, we'll do it in the game by game there. But like as you alluded to, 16.5 point favorites. We're going to be without CJ McCollum on the Pelicans side, and then OKC is adding back in Chet, right? So this is a conversation we haven't had on stream yet because the Chet addition happened. One of the slates that we weren't doing, and then the other one he was ruled out before we could have the conversation. So just a lot more mouths to feed too. They're going to be without some auxiliary pieces like Isaiah Joe, and maybe that frees up some minutes and whatever. But just to double down on your point, is it's not only 30 minutes of SGA versus the Pels that are understaffed. It's 30 minutes of SGA alongside Chet, Hartenstein, J-Dub, like everyone, all their big guys kind of back here outside of like Isaiah Joe and Cason Wallace, etc. Okay, cool. Good synopsis of that. It's very rare that you can get over the field on Luka on a given slate, and tonight is one of those days in which you could. After what took place with AD on the weekend and all that sort of stuff, wouldn't it just be so Luka to just come out here and be like, 70 fantasy points in 33 minutes and just double, triple down on national television that the Luka narrative was so much stronger than the Mavs side of the deal.
I mean, absolutely. Yeah. And I love the offensive environment for Luka in LA, man. I'm really excited for this.
Cool. All right, let's talk about some of the other Q tags there. We have the Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They kind of go in tandem. Both of them not present at shoot around and had a slight downgrade in the unabated stuff for us. So found that one interesting. The Dame Lillard one, we talked about the 44 or 40 whatever minutes yesterday. Second night of a back-to-back. Giannis is going to miss through the All-Star break there. He had 65 fantasy points in 43 minutes yesterday. So when they submitted, kind of no surprise that he was on it there. But yeah, let's talk about the Boston ones and talk about Dame before we get to Ant.
Dame, I pretty much have a full fade on.
Okay.
Yeah, I was fading Dame from the jump. They were 6-point dogs against the Warriors. He just played 43 minutes, like you said, and has been playing heavy minutes with Giannis out to begin with. They just reloaded with Kuzma and have Bobby Portis, who he can play as many minutes as he needs to. Everything points to Dame sitting today.
Okay, cool. I respect that take in a big way. Where would you be comfortable taking him?
Like 4 or 5 turn. I don't think he plays. Like okay. I feel extremely strongly.
So when you were drafting previously, we were in a couple drafts together there. Did you take him out of your ranks?
No, he's just like buried.
Okay. All right. Sounds good to me. Relative, I guess, push and pull of that one. Is Bobby Portis in the top 12 for you?
No.
Okay. Still not worthy of top 12, but he's kind of fine at ADP deal?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much exactly how I have it.
Okay. It's Bobby Portis's birthday today, too. That narrative did not play well for Saquon Barkley yesterday, but it played very fucking well for the Great White Hope, Cooper DeJean, yesterday. So both of their birthdays yesterday, I guess it played out great for both of them celebrating a championship. But Cooper DeJean got the one up on the birthday narrative there by scoring more touchdowns than Saquon Barkley yesterday. Who would have thought? Nez, the Boston guys, Tatum and Brown, as I alluded to, kind of looks like both of them could be sitting this evening after not participating in shoot around. Also, we can talk about the lingering All-Star break and how it plays into teams getting, especially teams in contention with players that haven't missed a lot of games this season. They kind of use it as a buffer to get extended rest here. Is that something that we could be seeing coming from Boston this evening?
I don't think this one is necessarily like super cut and dry as people are making it out to be. Obviously, not being at shoot around is not great, but I mean, do the Celtics in Miami without Tatum and Jaylen Brown, are they 6-point favorites? Like,
it depends. It depends how strongly you view the Tyler Hero Q tag. Because the push and pull dynamic of it is they're probably
this line has not moved at all.
Yeah. If everyone sits, Tatum, Brown, and Tyler Hero all sit, what would the Celtics line be?
So
I think 6.5 is fair. Is kind of what
I
I'm
would say
alluding
four.
to.
If Tatum and Brown sit, I would say like 4.5, 3.5. They're in Miami too.
Yeah, but Hero sits on the other side too. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, they got Wiggins back though. They got Wiggins playing.
That's
today.
true. Andrew Wiggins making his debut for the Heat, most likely. Yeah, interesting stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what the line's trying to tell us there. Is the line trying to tell us that one of them's playing if they're 6.5-point favorites on the road?
Yeah, like I just think that there's something up here, and I would be shocked at this current state if both of them sit.
Okay.
Tatum falls quite a bit, man. So I feel better about taking Tatum at like pick 20 right now.
Okay. This is good from Justin Porter. Strikes me as a guy who doesn't celebrate his birthday.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty good. Oh shoot. Okay. I guess the other one that puts in there, I kind of guess the line makes sense if you think about it the way in which you and Easy are saying that it indicates one sits and one plays. That's 6.5.
Yeah, I mean it'll move regardless, but like the fact that it hasn't moved at all, not even a little bit, is interesting.
Okay. And Edwards has missed 2 games now. They get an at Cleveland game here. The T-Wolves low-key thin. Steph, we have with this Q tag, but participated in shoot around there. So, make of that what you will. We kind of just talked about the Hero one in tandem, but we didn't talk about Hero in isolation there. And then a lot of moving pieces that we'll get to a little bit further down when we do the game by game. But any macro thoughts on Edwards, Curry, and Hero?
Well, so Edwards with this Q tag, he's only missed 1 game so far.
Oh, I thought he missed 2.
No, he only missed 1 game so far.
Okay, my bad. I thought it was 2.
I kind of think he's going to play, but everybody that I've kind of talked to, and maybe chat can tell me different what their sentiment is. It seems like people think he's sitting. So I don't know. I thought he was going to play.
Yeah, I hammered the shit out of him the other night there and just took him in the 4th and 5th round over and over and over again. I did 70 drafts and I just took him in like every single draft. And then I didn't swap to McDaniels like a boss. I just didn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, I took a pretty serious bath there.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of think he plays, but everybody else thinks that he doesn't. So I think that's TBD. We'll get to that. We'll dissect that further. Curry was at shoot around. I was worried Curry would sit. I it's hard to not be bullish knowing that Curry's at shoot around. Hero, I think Hero's done this before to us with the Q tag, and then he ends up playing. So
downgrade Q.
I'm on my toes here. Yeah, on my toes with with Hero. But I mean, we just went through like 40 Q tags and we haven't even gone to the game by game yet. So that just kind of tells you where we're at on this one. It's a lot of uncertainty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dare we say iffy?
Everybody's iffy.
Everybody's iffy. Oh, the funniest thing ever. All right, Nez, let's do it. The beautiful platform of Unabated. Hopefully, you guys took advantage of the free trial there with the Super Bowl. They had a bunch of Super Bowl tools up for use for everyone there for the non-membies. And now we're going back to the you got to pay for it window here. Actually, I think I like that better with one more zoom. Okay, first one on the slate here, Nez. There's 10 games, so a lot to parse through. Orlando Magic at home versus the new look Atlanta Hawks, 22.5 as a total here. 5 by way of the spread, the most forthcoming team in the NBA. With the injury report, the Orlando Magic have listed the G Leaguer who will be participating in the dunk contest, Mac McClung, out. So just in case you needed to know that one, he is listed here, Des. But yeah, it looks like another game without Jalen Suggs. He's got the doubtful tag there. Everything else is par for the course as per usual. And then the Hawks, it looks like I was looking for a note. I got to scroll back in Unabated Discord here to find out if the trade pieces are going to be available for tonight. Do you know on the Atlanta side?
I think they were last night.
Okay, so we're good.
Yeah, like Levert or whenever they last played.
2 nights ago,
Levert was available.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. I skipped that slate. So say again.
He did play. He played 15 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right. So that's good to know on the Atlanta side. So they'll basically have everybody now in their new look lineup because Trey has the probable tag with the Achilles. We've been getting that one all year. Jalen Johnson's out. Mogay's been listed available. And then the rest of the guys are G Leaguers. So they'll have all the pieces from the trade there, the George Niang, the Karis LeVert, like that sort of deal to go alongside this. And obviously no Hunter there now. Doesn't matter to our player pool in this because we got Trae Young going in the first round, Franz going in the second or third, Paulo going in the second or third, and that's kind of it from this game. So what do you like to get to, and what do you like at price point for this one?
Yeah, I think for the Hawks, it's just Trae. Dyson Daniels, he's always liable to pop off. It doesn't really, stocks can come against any pace, but I'm not really loving Dyson today, but famous last words before you see 7 stocks in his box score.
Yeah.
Onyeka Okongwu, one time for him, just knife directly into my back in that Washington game where Clint Capella, late scratch up against the Wizards, man. I was thinking, oh yeah, Onyeka Day, baby. Let's go against the Wizards. It's going to be awesome. And then he completely pooped his pants. That was not it, man. That was not it. So they're very healthy. Capella is back today on top of the fact that, Larry Nance Jr. is, rotating in with in that front court as well. So yeah, just Trae. And even Trae, I think, is overvalued today.
Yeah, Trae kind of – people were confused what to do with all the Q tags and stuff like that at the back end of the first and start of the second. So Trae just kind of felt like a comfy click for people from 7 through 9, basically over and over again. In a vacuum, if you just had to put the 2 projections together and be like, yo, I want to be overweight this guy or that guy today, him versus Franz straight up.
Franz?
Dude, I kind of feel the same way. I was pushing up Franz to 8 or 9 in my rankings initially, where I was like, okay, I'm fading that Dame Q tag. I'm kind of pushing Ant Edwards back a little bit because I wasn't sure what to do. I don't love Steph on any given night, even though Steph showed a little bit of a ceiling the other night. So I was pushing, Franz over that grouping because man, when Franz's shot's been going down, I've been a big fan.
Yeah, he's been pretty awesome. And I'm overweight Franz and Paulo every single slate. Okay. So this is absolutely no exception against Atlanta.
Yeah, it's kind of how I feel too, bro. I respect it. And I think pulling Paulo to the other side of the board makes a lot of sense because he's a guy who doesn't fall either. So if you want to do some Paulo with your 101s, I feel like that's a pretty sharp way of drafting too because he never comes all the way back in the fourth.
Smartest thing you've said today.
Wow. Oh my God. I said so. I had a good take. Oh my
Nailed
God.
it. No,
Guys, don't flip.
absolutely. Absolutely. You should be pulling up Paolo to the 101.
Cool. Respect that, dude. All right. Anything else you want to say? Any other dart that we can throw in the last round? Like, will you have an Aneka Kongu share, or you obviously poo-pooed the Dyson stuff, but will you take Dyson in the 5th and 6th round at all?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I'll probably have like 7 Dyson shares. One
Okay.
for each stock he'll get tonight.
Nice. Speaking of stock monster, we got San Antonio Spurs up next. Wemby has that coveted 102, 103 ADP, depending who you ask. Now we can throw Luka in that mix with the probable tag. I guess the easiest first question to ask is where you rank in Wemby with the cookie cutter soft matchup of the year against the Wiz. Although no Joe Val now, so it might not be like as cushy as we once had thought there. But yeah, if he gets to do some work on SAR, that sort of deal. They're 10-point favorites on the road against the Wiz, a 237.5 here. Nez, answer the Wemby question, and then I'll do the injury report.
Wemby 2. On a Jokic
Okay.
slate, it's got to be Wemby 2.
Okay. All right, sounds good to me. Injury report's pretty clean for the Spurs. It's just Charles Bassey, which kind of, gives him a little bit more of a minute ceiling there at the back end there with less rotationary 5 available to mix in there. And then on the Wizards side, Keyshawn George with the Q tag, out tag on Alex Sarr. So I've already jumped the gun on that one. It's going to be a Holmes kind of night there. And then out tag on Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart, who they both acquired at the trade deadline there. So yeah, I mean, what are we getting to in this game outside of Wemby? And are you having any love for the pool party in the last round?
Yeah, definitely enjoying the swimmies in the last round. Wemby 2 for me, pretty solidly. So probably like 16 to 18% given the RNG and what other people are doing it too. Fox, I love De'Aaron Fox today. I've got De'Aaron Fox.
I forgot he was on the Spurs for like 2 minutes there. I just went brain dead and forgot he was a Spur. Like I was just so accustomed to doing the Wemby, or then do we click on Vassell or someone else in the last round? I totally forgot about Fox. He's got an ADP of 15. Where are we at on Fox?
I've got him at like player 12 today.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you doing
Fox?
Are you doing what TKH is suggesting in the chat here, pairing Fox and Wemby?
Yeah. Usually in the 3rd round, Fox falls back, and I'll get him there. Like I have Fox ranked pretty highly, so yeah, I'm sure I have a lot of that.
Okay, sounds good to me. Mike saying he just got the 3rd pick in the Dawg Bowl there. Luka, it is. I think that's going to become kind of the new norm over the course of the day here.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Anything on the Wizards outside of pool party in the last round there, Nez? Like, can we get excited about literally anything? I mean, it's got a nice big total, but like, I don't know. Wizards are just so spread out. They got so many bodies, and they're just so fucking mid.
Oh, for sure, dude. I guess like 2 shouts here.
Mm-hmm.
Bilal Coulibaly.
Boo.
Beloved. He's getting there now. He's been getting there lately. Like, got to give the models the credit where it's due. They were just, they were bleeding bad for a while, but Coulibaly's had a nice week. So got to give the guys some credit there. And then I don't know, man. How about former King Darling Rashawn Holmes up against the Spurs playing 30-some minutes?
I mean, not for me today. Not for me. I think you need more of a ceiling in the last round. The guy can't score. Like, he literally just can't score.
I outscrolled the scroller. That's crazy, man. All right.
Yeah. I'm not playing that against Wemby today. I mean, even if he plays like I think his last 3 games, he's played north of 25, and it's just like, I don't see the ceiling.
He played 34 minutes against the Cavs.
34? No chance. Bet my life he didn't play 34 minutes.
Against the Cavs, he did.
I'm going to the time machine right now. If he played 34 minutes, we can start having a conversation. There's a 0% chance he played 34 minutes.
Oh shit!
You said
no. Hold on. Wait, we're 31.
Okay, now see, I you know, the ball knower knows sometimes. Nez,
it's still the 30s.
Yeah. Okay. The fact that he's getting up to the 30s, like that's pretty good. Oh man.
I'm just trying. I mean, I can't believe that I had to be the one to say it. I'm just.
He's looking at the North Dakota sports book.
Yeah.
Bob Carrington, any love?
Bob Carrington's playing mad minutes too, man. I mean, they're just letting the kids. Yeah. They're just letting the kids play. Like this is a 237 total. They're at home. I don't know, man. Like I'm not doing it, but like these are fun names that like when the slates get smaller, like we should definitely be getting ready to click. Like it's not a bad idea just to put them out in the ether, let people know, hey, keep your eye out for these guys because the Wizards are about to get pretty concentrated on their future for sure.
Yeah, I mean, especially if Smart and Middleton keep missing time and they're not going to overextend Brogdon. So it's going to be like, and like we just know what Corey Kispert is at this point. Like we've seen a couple ceiling games from Justin Champagnie too. Like early in the year, remember he just had like that random like 60 burger and stuff. So like one of them can put up a ceiling game at okay. All right, 10 game slate though. I'm not sure I'm getting there tonight. Even I'm a little hesitant to scroll there, Nez. All right, next one on the docket here. Cavs and T-Wolves, 230.5. Cavs as 9.5 point favorites here. Expecting the debut of DeAndre Hunter this evening. I imagine it's off the bench and in a sixth man capacity there. So some scoring off the bench for them. Yeah, and then the usual suspects are going every single draft. Nothing funky on, let me scroll up here. Nothing funky on the injury report outside of a Max Strus Q tag. Dean Wade still out and Isaac Okoro still out there. So a little thinner than usual. If this game stays competitive, you can see large minutes from the starters, but we've talked about this all year, how like the ceiling, that kind of like glass ceiling of like 30 when they're 10-point favorites and stuff like that. And it kind of all gets spread around and nobody pushes beyond that. Could be even more so with DeAndre Hunter in the mix there. So everyone's ADPs are kind of between 19 and, you know, Jared Allen doesn't even get drafted. Garland sometimes goes in the 5th and 6th there. So Cavs side of the ball, Nez, how you feeling on that?
This is pretty tricky. You know, the Cavs are always hard for me to get right. I mean, I would love to be a Cavaliers whisperer. It would be a tremendous gift to possess. I'm not there. I'm struggling with the Cavs right now. One thing's for sure is that like Donovan Mitchell is not an auto fade anymore, like he used to be for me. You know, every single slate, but like got to acknowledge it whenever shit's getting turned around. And, you know, it tends to be in more competitive spots for sure. This one, the potential to be a blowout. I mean, 9.5 right now. If Ant's in, this probably goes to 7.5. And I think if he's out, this probably goes to 12.5. So I think this is a middle right now. Personally, my take on it.
Okay.
I struggle, man. I'm not good at like nailing the Cavaliers at all.
Okay. Yeah, I'm kind of in lockstep with you too. Like I get scared to play the bigs against Gobert, but like if they're gonna play north of 29, 30 each of them, yeah, with this total, with this spread, and the fact that they play somewhat fast, I never know which one to pick on a given night, but this could be a good spot for them. Like man, yeah, it's just hard. Q tags that you alluded to there, Nez, Ant Edwards has the Q tag. Mike Conley also with a Q tag could factor into the handling. And then they're still without Dante DiVincenzo and Julius Randle for some time here. So I'll ask you the question of auxiliary T-Wolves pieces. Obviously, we know that like Naz Reid will push up in tandem with Ant Edwards' status, but are you comfortable taking Naz Reid as is right now? Will you be doing some hedging where it's like, I want some Naz Reid bag just in case Ant doesn't go? What about Jaden McDaniels, who had a ceiling game last time out, 50 some on fantasy points in the last round? What are you thinking about this? Gobert in the last round?
Yeah, I think Nas and Gobert are viable, even if Ant plays. Like, might even be better if he does play for these guys. If Ant's out, it's going to be hard for Nas Reed to like break through this player pool. So I don't think he's going to move much.
Interesting.
And Jay McDaniels, dude, like I don't know what the hell has got into this guy, but he's just on another level lately.
He remembered. He saw Dyson Daniels hooping, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I can fucking do that and score a little bit better." Like this guy was a dog at UW, man. Like he was nice.
He was nice in the playoffs not long ago either. Like
That's
it was
true.
like, damn, like yeah, Jaden McDaniels like doing work against the Suns, and then in the regular season, you just like this team just like lost its identity for a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. I mean, maybe it's just because of the playing time and the minutes and the rotation stuff has opened up for him. But like he was never a guy who was called upon to score. And I don't think they knew he could score at like a decent rate in which he is right now. Like he was just kind of like 2.0, right? Where it was like just be lockdown wing D, like just guard on ball if we need you to. And like that was that, it wasn't like, hey man, you also got a bag at the other end of the floor. And he clearly has a bag at the other end of the floor now.
Yeah, he's Ant's out only for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
This is the classic quote. They got KD, but we got Jaden McDaniels. Such a good quote. So good. Good reset from Clipper Nation there. Justin, the long bit of the North Dakota book has now been terminated. I finally went to the settings tab and I removed it so that we could talk about real lines from here on out, Nez.
Thank God.
All right, let's move on. Hornets and Nets here. Low total in this one, 211.5 here. Nets are so effing slow. Kind of surprised that Nets are favored here, 3.5 at home there. A lot of moving pieces with this one. We had a Q tag on LaMelo. He was falling, as far as, I think I saw it 14-ish last night, kind of like little mid-third round, stuff like that. I passed on it one time at 13 last night and gave it to Sam Olsen. My bad, guys. My bad. But yeah, Melo now kind of a staple in that kind of pick 6 through 10 range. If you want it, you can have it basically every time there. Nick Smith Jr. is questionable here. Josh Green is questionable. Montes Diabates is questionable as well after taking that hand to the eye last night. Trey Mann is listed as out. Brandon Miller is listed as out. Mark Williams is not with the team and listed as out. Isaiah Wong has a Q tag as well. So all of the handling that we were dealing with yesterday kind of looks like it just goes to Melo this evening. Like they started KJ Simpson yesterday, some weird stuff like that. But yeah, anyways, let's just talk about Melo's ADP, Nez, and then do you want any auxiliary pieces? Obviously, Miles Bridges was getting drafted kind of in the 20-ish range. He should probably be falling a little bit in tandem with Melo being in now. I think that was a bit of a hedge by the market. But yeah, just thoughts on the two prominent tags and if there's anyone else you want to get to.
I'm definitely taking LaMelo pretty high right now. I think I have him like 7 at the moment. I can't believe that they're dogs to the Nets. I thought for sure LaMelo was sitting.
Yeah.
So
I kind of agree with you, dude.
Light.
Yeah. I'm light on Melo at a good price point, and now with the Q tag, what's the word I'm looking for? Ambiguity in the whole second round there with the Tatum, the Ant, and these guys that we would push up. Everyone's now just pushing up Melo, and now I'm like, shit, man, I wish I had some Melo on the other side of the board from early last night.
Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool. But now I got to take him on the other side of the board instead. Miles Bridges projects really well too. Even with LaMelo in, he still looks like pretty undervalued. Surprisingly so. So taking a lot of Miles Bridges as well here. And then So the Nets are favored. Who the fuck is drafting a Brooklyn Net tonight?
Haven't seen one go yet. I mean, maybe you could get cheeky with D'Lo in the last round there. Yeah, Cam Johnson, Zaire Williams, and D'Lo, kind of the reasoning they're favored, I guess.
I'm just like at like a loss for words. Shout out Keon Johnson, 5 straight games with 30 or more fantasy points.
Okay.
Cam Johnson back, played basically 30 minutes against Miami. I don't know, man. It's so confusing, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just probably not gonna worry about any Brooklyn Nets, but it seems like we should worry about some Brooklyn Nets because they're favored, and we're taking 2 Hornets really high and no Nets at all. So
yeah, I tend to agree with you there. The fact that the lines are telling us, wow, that just jumped to 5.5. Okay, jump back to 3.5. I was like, I thought I could just got North Dakota for a second there.
You did,
but yeah, I guess just the fact that it's like a 2-11 and one of the slowest paced games. We've talked about how the Hornets do seem to play faster with Melo playing and when they're down some of these 5s. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is I got my spidey senses tingling for like, what if there's no other 5 on the other side? Like Diabates can't go tonight. Nurk isn't with the team yet.
If he can't, he's still questionable.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I'm got my third eye open for a little Claxton here, is what I'm saying.
Claxton and Nurk.
Yeah.
Because Nurk's fully off the injury report.
Yeah, but I don't think he's been listed available by the team yet, has he?
Yeah, that's the notification I got earlier today.
Okay, that changes things a little bit then. Interesting. Maybe Nurk, little narrative like, yo, I'm clearly not as bad as you guys think I am, kind of thing, like the league perception of me.
If Diabate doesn't play,
yeah,
is Nurk getting like 30 minutes? Like, I would think.
Yeah.
28, 30?
Yeah, 20. Yeah, 28, probably.
You could get your classic, like, 6 and 20 and 2 stocks game from Nurk tonight.
Yeah. You could. Man, they just play so slow. This is the problem. Like, this is why we're so, I don't know. Like, Brooklyn just plays so damn slow. It's hard. Yeah. But like something about me, in my mind, my bro science mind, Nez, goes like, throw the pace metrics out the window on a season long basis for a half second and just go D'Lo, Melo, jacking up shots versus each other. Sure. We go Burr. You know what I mean? Like throw out the season long pace metrics because we haven't had these lineups look this way before.
That's what I think, but
yeah. All right. TK in the rooms there saying that Dame's been falling to like 18 now. Holy smokes. We got D'Lo Q tag all of a sudden. Do I have an old injury report now?
Yeah, he's got a Q tag.
Ooh, my bad. Claxton available, Q tag D'Lo. All right. Okay. All right. Anyways, that's enough talk about the lowest total on the slate there, but it is just very third eye opening, intriguing when we're taking Melo and Bridges so high and they're projecting so well, even though it's like pace down spot and Net's almost looking thin or almost looking full. All right, Nez, this is a big one to talk through here. 216.5. Celtics has 5.5 on the road here. This is the Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics, anticipating Andrew Wiggins' debut today. We got a Q tag on. Where am I going? There it is. Q tag on Tyler Hero. Jaime Jaquez has already been ruled out. Nikolai Jovic, I always screw up Jovic and Jovic, has been listed available. He had a probable tag on it this morning and sometimes goes in the 6th round here. Nobody's taking Wiggins, man. I don't know. I wouldn't be afraid to click him. Nobody's taking Ware. Wouldn't be afraid to click him in the last round there, but we should talk about the Bam Hero ADPs and then the push-pull dynamic of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum Q tags. Zinger has been listed available. Basically 4 players with ADPs here that go every single draft, although Hero not necessarily every single time. Now, what are our thoughts, dude?
This one's pretty annoying. Like we kind of mentioned off the top here. This is tough to call for the Celtics, at least you got Zinger active. Like that's kind of like the least expecting one to be labeled active before a game, but at least you got him active. So he looks pretty nice today. Hero falls to the 6th now. I think he's fine in the 6th round, even though like you're going to have like 5th priority in swaps by the time, like if he does need to swap and with everything else going on today. So that's not like as appealing, but I think he's fine because I thought he projected pretty well before this, before this Q tag. So I like Bam now, but I'm not really into Ware or Wiggins today personally.
Okay.
So for Celtics, it's like Zinger. Like I haven't even drafted Derek White yet.
Mm-hmm.
If we get like
Brown,
let
me set you up. I'll set you up here. Let me play host for a hot second. Everybody in. What is Tatum's ADP?
Like 9.
Okay. Everybody in except for Tatum. What's Jaylen Brown and Zinger's ADPs?
Brown probably like 20.
I agree.
Zinger like 26.
So he stays where he's at already.
I think so. Yeah.
He doesn't move that much. So Jaylen Brown would be the
biggest. He
biggest.
doesn't move at all. Like they're both questionable. So it's
right. Jaylen Brown would be the biggest benefactor of a Jason Tatum ruling out. Derek White comes into draftable territory. If anything happens with the Q tag on Hero, are you moving Bam? Are you moving Ware into your player pool? Are you moving someone with handling like Wiggins or Terry Rozier into your player pool?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So no Wiggins for you regardless.
Yeah, no, I don't think so, man. No, he doesn't look too good right now. And if Hero's out, I don't know how much he's going to look, how much better he'll look.
I mean, Celtics are super good against perimeter catch and shoot. So, like, what is Hero? I mean, Hero's been doing a lot more handling, but what is his best attribute? It's catch and shoot. It's shoot from deep, right? And, like, this is one of the best perimeter defensive teams. So, 6th round Hero, fine with it, but I'm probably not pushing it up anyways, unless all of a sudden we get some out tags. That makes sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is a good point, though. Are the Celtics good against catch and shoot if Giroux, Tatum, and JB miss? Right? I mean, Derek White, pretty good defender, but little DVP, take it and shove it there. Yeah, it's a fair point. Completely different team on the perimeter. I mean, Giroux, we didn't even talk about him yet, but he's already been ruled out. So, yeah, if you end up with those two out and then Hero in, the Hero spot's not as bad on the surface as it would be.
Yeah. It's hard. This game's just like hard to talk about because of how many Q tags there are.
Right. Yeah. I think that's why it's good to do this kind of like conditional ranking in our mind. You know, like the way Unabated does the conditional projections, we do conditional ranking based on potential circumstance there.
Exactly.
All right. Pelicans and Thunder. Thunder as 17-point home favorites against maybe no longer our pals here, Nez. But our pals, they made the trade for BI. So Bruce Brown currently not with the team. Herb Jones still out. Brennan Boston, they're trying to manage his contract situation and whatnot. So he's listed as out. DeJounte Murray's out. CJ McCollum's out. Kelly Olynyk is still not with the team. So he is out there. There's going to be a lot of handling available here, but they're going up against one of the best defensive teams in all of basketball. Zion goes in like the third-ish round. Trey Murphy kind of is a faller in most rooms, but has an ADP of 20. And outside of that, nobody else is getting drafted on the Pelicans. How do you feel about the Pels side?
I don't feel good about anybody in this game.
Okay.
I mean, this is not. I mean, I still have a lot of Zion just because, but definitely extremely worried that this game goes like super duper south. So I don't feel very confident about anybody in this game. I don't have like any Trey Murphy either.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Matt, that's sad when our resident Zion guy might be getting a little bit of point Zion tonight, and he doesn't even want to click him.
I mean, I have a lot of Zion. Don't get me wrong. I just feel bad about it.
Fair enough. Okay, on the other side of the equation, we kind of had the SGA conversation off the top there, Nez, where potentially, do you want Luka for 33 minutes in 4 quarters, or do you want SGA for potentially 30 and 3 quarters here if this game plays to the spread? Isaiah Joe listed out, Kaysen Wallace listed as out there, so just guys that factor into the rotation. But yeah, we're expecting Chet this evening, Hartenstein this evening. J-Dub gets drafted. Can we click on any auxiliary Thunder pieces outside of J-Dub and SGA?
I haven't done it, but like perhaps, but like maybe just Hartenstein. That's really it.
Okay.
I don't think Chet is going to be up to the minutes that we need him to be at, but maybe he does like a Paolo thing where he just puts up 2 fantasy points per minute and breaks slate in like 20 minutes or something. But I doubt it. I doubt that happens. So yeah, just SGA and J-Dub for me. And there's a lot of blowout risk here. So it's very, 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 very scary. And even with the minutes limit on Chet, like it does not make J-Dub as desirable. But I've seen J-Dub project worse than this, so I'm kind of like fine with J-Dub.
Okay.
I thought his projections would come out worse. So
okay. Well, were you comfortable taking J-Dub like 24, 23, 20 above that? Like use Daniel Gafford as a benchmark. Gafford or J-Dub this evening?
Gafford.
Trey Murphy or J-Dub?
J-Dub.
Okay. All right. Interesting stuff there. Philandy coming in here and asking if Peyton Pritchard's minutes good for offensive output here. Would someone you'd get to in the last round if we get those out tags?
If everybody's out, yeah.
Okay. But everybody has to be out.
I think so, right? Like,
yep. Checks out to me. Everybody's talking about the Luka conversation. We'll have the Luka conversation when we get to that game, but it is the last game on the slate there, so maybe it's interesting to talk about alongside the SGA one right now. Are you concerned about Luka being limited, Luka's minutes being, somewhat scary?
A little bit. You're not going to get fully unleashed Luka, but like it's Luka Doncic against the Jazz.
Right.
Like we shouldn't be scared. At the end of the day, we should not be scared.
28 minutes of SGA, 28 minutes of Luka this evening. Who do you prefer?
SGA.
Yeah. I tend to agree there. But if we can somehow keep the other game somewhat competitive with basically all the pieces of Utah being in there, the fact that it's nationally televised and the fact that you can get Luka, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think this is great for LeBron.
Okay. All right.
There's so much like Luka's. I think Luka's gravity offensively is like so much greater than Anthony Davis's as far as like having to help on for opposing defenses. Like you know, AD, you kind of have an idea of where he's going to be. You're not really worried about him draining a three. Luka, man, like that's a problem, like offensively. So I think it's going to really open things up. And I think the Lakers are about to get like insanely awesome and favorable for fantasy. I think the Jazz are like way overlooked in this game.
Okay. All right. We'll have that conversation in a half second when we get to that game. Yeah, I mean, like we've had it multiple times with Utah, like where it's like, yeah, this could be a good, fun spot that we want to get ahead of market on versus Lakers, but I just don't know which guy to click because all of a sudden we got Jordan Clarkson playing like 30 minutes a night out of nowhere and starting sometimes, even though it's no longer trade showcase season. So yeah, we'll have that conversation in half a second. I just want to bring this to everyone's attention with the Lakers and the looming All-Star break here is they've basically pushed a national TV game tonight for Luka's debut. There's no other reason for this game this evening other than Luka's debut with the Lakers on national TV, because they then play Utah on Wednesday night in Utah. And I don't think they would debut him pre All-Star break in Utah. So I think it's tonight for Luka or not at all. Or he rests through the All-Star break and then they debut at home following.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
Right? Like that's kind of where my mindset's at with him. So like what Justin's alluding to in the chat feels like the Lakers would hold out again if he wasn't ready for 30 plus minutes. And I kind of agree. Like you would just push that narrative all the way through the All-Star break and then come out the other side with him debuting at home.
Yeah.
All right. Sounds good to me. All right. Next game on the slate here, Warriors and Bucks. Warriors 7-point road favorites. This is a 230. Nez, this was one of my favorite 6-round clicks that I didn't see anybody else clicking yet. I loved clicking Kyle Kuzma's name in the last round, and nobody else did, man. I don't know if you're on this train with me or not. I just got an unabated alert. Is it a meaningful one?
Dalton Connect.
Dalton Connect. Oh, the debut everybody was hoping for the Lakers this evening. Dalton Connect coming back. How awkward. It's going to be weird, no? Yeah. Anyways, let's I totally forgot where I was after that. Dalton Connect, classic. Warriors. So we got Steph with the Q tag. We got Jimmy Butler going every single draft with an ADP at like that 25, 26 range. We didn't really talk about how those two will play off each other, but I thought they played off each other very well in the debut there. Jimmy, pretty good off ball, like just in terms of like cutting and, Steph being able to find him and stuff. It could be a really nice pairing there that we didn't talk about the dynamic of that. And then the Bucks, we talked about the Dame Lillard Q tag. We were kind of both in the camp of him sitting this evening, and we're pushing him down our boards, but not pushing up Bobby Portis all that much in tandem with it. Is there any other Buck that we can get to? Can we talk about Bobby Portis's ADP? And then how do you feel about the Warriors with this new dynamic, Steph and Jimmy?
Bobby Portis ADP is fine because he's going to fly up once Dame gets ruled out, because I do feel like Dame's getting ruled out. So,
okay.
I think people are going to overreact to that. They tend to be overreacting to Bobby Portis lately. Just my vantage point of things. I am fully in lockstep with you, man. I think Kyle Kuzma is a great pick, and he goes undrafted. So, I say this reluctantly because I do really feel like Kyle Kuzma is a very strong pick today, because I don't think Dame is going to play. I think Kyle Kuzma is a great pick. He does not get drafted very much. People just way off the Kuzma stuff.
I was liking me some Kuzma this morning there, Nez. That was my scroll the F down gem that I was getting to. I know he's not the most comfortable click in the world, but playing 36 plus his first time out there, 32 PRA as Kalani's alluding to, 32 PRA. That projection is going to push up and pop a little bit if he pushes into the starting unit and finds himself with a handling role this evening with Dame Lillard being out. So, if you're playing Lillard out, I think it's pretty good. If you're playing Lillard in, I think it's still okay to click once or twice in the 6th round. So those are kind of the targets that I like to get to. Nice little stat here from our guy Keith, saying Jimmy Butler in his debut there with the Warriors, 14 potential assists. That's quite a few, bro. That hasn't been his MO for a little bit, and that's pretty nice to see. Anything else from this game that you want to click on, or what do you feel about Steph and Jimmy's ADPs, Nez?
Yeah, I think Steph is a great pick. He was at shoot around.
Yep.
So kind of lean towards him playing, but I think he's still truly questionable. You never know. Steph Q tags are scary, but Steph's been playing awesome. Jimmy in the fold, I think, is very beneficial. Playing against this current Bucks team is very beneficial. So I think Curry's a great pick. I think Butler's a great pick, but I've been doing a lot of Kuzma. So it's been a lot of Kuzma over Jimmy for me.
Interesting of note, Chad just pointing out the fact that Bobby Portis did not start yesterday.
He did not.
Yeah, so that's interesting. They went for Lopez, Lillard, Kuz, Andre Jackson, and Prince. That was the starting unit. And then Bobby Portis still played 30 minutes, but it was off the bench. Gary Trent played more than him in the 33, but he was red hot. So just interesting there. Zion fantasy points only opened up at 35. Ooh, wow. Yeah. Okay. Edwards, roll the tape back. Bull in China shop. We talked about it a little bit there already. Yeah, little less clear in our minds than the Dame stuff. All right, Naz, back to the beautiful unabated here. We talk about the Kings and the Mavs. 1-point favorites for the Mavs here. The Kings have 4 draftable pieces, but only 1 going every single draft at this point in time. That's Sabonis in the first round there. And then on the Mavs side of the ball, you got the Kyrie ADP and the Gafford ADPs. And then everybody else is just kind of leaving the rest of it. I did see PJ Washington with the Q tag get drafted once in the last round. He could step back into big minutes because it was a personal issue. It wasn't like an injury thing.
He did just get hurt.
Oh, he did. He got hurt after the personal injury.
Yes, he rolled his ankle in the last game. Him and AD both got hurt.
Perfect. Okay, thank you for the context. That matters in a great regard. Now I'm seeing it on here that yes, right ankle sprain, so no longer that. So yeah, I mean we're gonna be pretty thin here with the Mavs. Max Christie, it is also his birthday. He's been balling out the last 2 or 3 games here, so he has a Q tag. Dante Exum, who's been back for about 3 or 4 games as well, who's played okay, but is not a huge fantasy contributor. He's been starting, has a Q tag there. And then PJ Washington with the Q tag. Caleb Martin still out. Dwight Powell still out. Obviously, Lively's going to miss. And then Anthony Davis, who balled out for one half of basketball as a Maverick and looked very inspired, let's say. And then now has done something to his left abductor. It was a groin originally, yada, yada. So what are we doing tonight? We're kind of back to what we were dealing with the Mavs when they had Luka and Luka was out now. So we're kind of coming full circle on their rotation and stuff. Any interest in Kyrie and Gafford or any interest in any auxiliary pieces, Des?
Yeah, I think Kyrie's a great pick today against the Kings. So I have a lot of Kyrie. I think Gafford is a great pick. He just has not moved nearly as much as I thought he would going up against these I was really shocked that he still can be had in pick 23 and stuff, but projections just continue to overlook Gafford. I've seen him play basketball. I want Daniel Gafford. He's the man. But maybe if PJ sits, that can affect Gafford potentially. I'm not sure.
Just in terms of rebounding rates and stuff.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't think PJ plays, but I will say, I think it's bullish that he is questionable and not immediately ruled out. He just rolled his ankle, and he couldn't return to the game. He left the game, didn't return. So the fact that he's not just immediately ruled out, I think that could bode pretty well. Maybe had a day to rest on it, warms up today, see how it feels. And if he plays, man, I think PJ is a great play, but I have a feeling I'm going to have a ton of swaps today. So PJ is probably just going to be pretty high up in my swap ranks at this point. We'll see. I still got 90 some drafts to go. So hopefully we get some more news before lock. But PJ is a legit question mark, but I do lean no, but it is bullish that he's questionable. So talking out of both sides of my mouth here, but this is just, wouldn't be surprised either way.
Yeah. And especially given this rotation right now, if he is able to go and play through the ankle, and the fact that it was personal reasons prior to that when he missed the 3 or 4 games in which he missed there. We've seen an absolute monster minute ceiling for PJ Washington when they're condensed like this. So if he finds his way to 38 minutes and this game plays to spread in total, I don't know. Seems kind of good, no?
No, yeah. I love PJ if he plays. This is a fantastic spot for him if he plays.
Mm-hmm. I'll ask you the question versus kind of the Sacramento guys, versus the Kings guys here. We've seen the Levine plus DeRozan experience for 2 games now or 3? 2 or 3 games now. We've seen them kind of
3.
overlap. 3 games? Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's kind of been a little bit of cannibalizing the ceilings of both DeRozan, Levine, and Monk. They're kind of like all just figuring it out. If you had to pick an auxiliary piece to play from this game tonight, obviously excluding the obvious three that we talked about already, would you rather have one of the Kings guys or PJ Washington?
If PJ's active,
yeah, we'll play that. Yeah, play that hypothetical.
If PJ's active, PJ, like, without question.
Okay, interesting.
So much easier to project.
Right. That would probably make PJ like ADP 28, 29, 30-ish in our ranks kind of thing if he was active.
Yep.
Okay. All right. He could be a very nice obviously with the ankle, there's always fear of potential to re-roll or not being 100% or something like that. But like it would make him a very highly projecting swappable piece in this matchup.
Yep. Yeah. Him and Kuzma are probably going to be like the most swapped players today. If PJ plays, of course.
Rank the auxiliary Kings pieces for me. I'm looking at, they all have a 35.3 ADP in Levine, Monk, DeRozan. We saw Keegan almost fringe ceiling night the other night and outproduce all of them there with the 5 stocks. Had 41 fantasy points, which was just kind of shocking. But yeah, just do you want to rank them? Do you like any of them?
I do. I like them a lot.
Okay.
Monk, Levine, DeRozan for me.
Okay.
DeRozan, I think, will be like next to zero ownership, but Monk and Levine seem to be people's auxiliary king of choice here. Yeah, I like Monk because I think he has more of a handling role, whereas Levine and DeRozan kind of, like you said, cannibalize each other.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you want like min one king tonight.
Okay, I respect that. You're digging this game environment.
Love it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Respect that a lot. Let's jump back on over to the beautiful Unabated platform here. Nez, let's talk about the Nuggets and the Blazers here. 229.5. This is a 9.5 by way of the Nuggets. Interesting stuff going down with the Nuggets injury report. Obviously, the healthiest guy on the team right now is the guy who goes 1-0-1, and that's Joker. We got a probable tag on Aaron Gordon. We got a probable tag on Jamal Murray. We got a questionable tag on Michael Porter Jr. after seeing back-to-back games of monster ceiling from him there. Thoughts on the Nuggets side of the ball, and is it a spot you want to get to? Is there any kind of like push-pull boosting to players if Michael Porter Jr. can't go this evening?
Yeah, Michael Porter doesn't go. Like, Jamal Murray, I think, is a smash. Like, they traditionally have not paired well together. Like, it's either one or the other usually. So with no Michael Porter Jr., that's so many more threes for Jamal to get like that, the Jokic assist games, are going to Jamal instead of Michael Porter Jr. If Michael Porter Jr. doesn't play, I think Christian Brown is like big time draftable. If I just think that opens up so much for this team. And the Blazers somewhat falling, a little bit down to earth. They were running so hot there for a little bit. I think they're, I think we can kind of get back to playing. I was honestly like not taking teams against the Blazers for a while. They were playing like awfully inspired. Maybe it was a trade deadline approaching thing. Where,
please ship me out. Please ship me out.
Yeah. They're like, actually, you guys are like pretty fucking good. We're actually going to keep all you. Like,
you guys are playing too well.
Fuck.
We can't blow up this unit. We can't get rid of Time Lord now for picks. He's too good.
Unbelievable stuff. But
okay. Let me do Blazers injury report as you say that right now. We got that Q tag on Jeremy Grant yet again, that right knee and whatnot, and one on Chris Murray and one on Time Lord Robert Williams III there, which could all impact the rotational minutes of guys that we like to play when we know they're going to play full. And one is Ayton and the other one is Denny Avdia. Both not getting clicked right now. Might open up a little bit more handling stuff for a guy like Simons. Just talk me through any 6th round Blazer you wish to get to this evening.
Simons right now.
Okay.
Yeah. If we get Simons? No Jeremy Grant, Denny for sure. And if we get no Time Lord, Ayton for sure. If this
Okay.
rotation can condense, these are like the new swap pieces for me.
Okay.
Love playing teams against Denver right now, especially when they're shorthanded. We just need some injuries here to help like open up some clearer rotations, and then we can really cook here.
No Michael Porter Jr., no Jeremy Grant this evening. Who would you rather have, Denny Avdia or Christian Brown?
I would probably say Denny.
Okay. I just look
think
at those
so.
Christian Brown minutes and like him just doing his thing off ball, like you know, I don't know. Christian Brown's a fun basketball player.
He's
You know
good,
what he,
dude. He's
dude, you know
really
what
good.
you know what he gives this team that they haven't had the last couple years that they had when they had their title run? Bruce Brown dynamic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not so much second unit like handling stuff like that, but just like a good solid off ball, you know, scrappy, get the boards, you know, can get his shots when he needs to. That's
I think Brown is like really crafty with the ball in his hands. Like I think he just like him, and he makes some really good plays, like some really impressive plays. Great, like just for like creating open shots for people, because he's a good at like driving kick. I'm pretty come on, not what I'm saying. He's not TJ McConnell, dude. He's way more saucy than TJ. Come on.
You know, I'd like to compare him to Cooper DeJean. You know, you
You guys are nuts, man.
crafty. He's sneaky, athletic. He's kind of quick.
You guys are ridiculous.
Oh, that was a good one, Chris. Thank you for that moment. Oh man, first guy in, last guy out. Real lunch pail type player.
We get it. He's white.
Oh, good, clean fun. All right, Des. Anything else you want to say on this game? You mentioned Simons. What about Simons stands out? Is he someone you're already clicking, or are you waiting for
when they're fully healthy? He's the number one option and projects the best. And I want this game. Nobody's touching this side of this game, and I just think that's a pretty big mistake. So I want a part of this game. I think Simons has a chance to get up a ton of shots here in this one. Ayton is definitely interesting as well. I think someone from Portland is gonna end up being pretty optimal. So I really like these undrafted Blazers.
Yeah, and I think we're about to talk about another side of a game that nobody else wants to get to that you're going to want to get to, which is very interesting because you are last night's champion. But I will say that it's just very interesting that you're talking about the Blazers one. We kind of parsed through the Nets as like, why is nobody getting to the Nets? But, you know, the bull case, bear case for the Nets is a little harder than this one. But, you know, scroll the F down, PJ Washington one, Blazers side of this one, Jazz side of this next one. Just, you know, guys that nobody wants to click, and the Wizards, which just kind of got a little bit worse with Keyshawn George being listed available there. Just, you know, going to be a little more spread out than originally we would have liked, but just sides of games that nobody else is getting to, right?
Yep.
Okay. Let's talk about this Lakers and Jazz situation. We've talked about the Lakers. You know, a lot right now with the Luka debate and how full could he play and the nationally televised and only 2 games until the All-Star break with them, yada, yada. We're in the camp that Luka makes his debut tonight. Luka plays for national TV. That's the kind of way they've set it up. This is the situation that they want. Nez really likes Lakers for fantasy goodness in terms of like this team's going to be worse on the defensive end now, and it's going to be a little bit more pace up than we've grown accustomed to. We got Dalton Connect, Austin Reeves, and Luka and LeBron with probable tags now. Maxi Kleber's still out there. Cam Reddish is still out. And then all the other guys that we've been dealing with in the past there. So any love for Reeves this evening? Would you want to go that far with the Lakers stuff, or is it just Luka and Braun for you, Nez?
Reeves, I think Reeves is interesting, but he's getting drafted a little too much for me to be like a sneaky pick.
Okay.
So certainly, you know, obviously Luka and Braun, no fear whatsoever on those two. So just Luka and Braun for me today. Like I said, I liked Reeves before these guys became probable.
Sure.
Thought that was really sneaky. He could fly up. No, thank you on Reeves for me. Rest of the day, no, thank you.
Okay.
If he burns me, you're gonna have those nights. But I just think that he's so overdrafted for a guy that like does not project better than like a dozen other guys.
Okay. On the Jazz side of the ball here, they're basically all available in the 6th round. If you want to start taking some stands here, Walker Kessler goes at some point in time, but yeah, he had a monster ceiling game that was like 60 something fantasy points there on Friday night, and then sat out the second night of the back-to-back, expecting him back this evening because the injury report only has KJ Martin and Colin Sexton out there, which also might free up a little bit of handling there. So expecting something that is like Collier, Clarkson, Collins, Kessler, and Markkanen as a starting unit this evening. Jazz pieces here. Nez, who do you want to get to? Who do you want to click on as scroll the F down in the 6th?
Yeah, I'm like really into these Jazz pieces. I know they're hard to project, but like, I don't know, man. I think this game is going to be pretty awesome, and I would, maybe this does play to the spread, but I feel like it's going to be closer. And even if it does play to the spread, I feel like the over should be hitting today.
Okay, that sounds good to me, man. Like, what? Give me one Jazz piece that's not Kessler that you'd want to get to that nobody else is getting to right now.
John Collins.
Okay,
John Collins. Yeah. I think the way that he I don't know who's really like protecting the rim in LA. It's your boy Jackson Hayes, and that's really it. So I think John Collins is going to be able to be a bulldog down there and just get pretty good looks down in the paint at the hole. Excited about him tonight. And you excluded Kessler from me, but I think Kessler, man, I think Kessler's a smash tonight.
Okay, respect it.
Big time. Big time.
I like that. Shot Collins gonna fire up the meanest 38 fantasy points. Oh, I love it. What up, Austin? What's good? Yeah, dude, I was watching this. This is a true ball knowers one from Run Good Rick in the chat here. The Gafford's nickname is the landlord, and they basically only say it on home broadcasts. So you have to watch the Mavs game to know that they call him the landlord. Yeah, put that in the S words and smoke it. Kessler, also an absolute smash here. The people in lockstep with you. All right, Nez, we got almost 700 of us hanging out. If you guys are on the X side, hop on over to the YouTube side. Give us a like, follow, subscribe. As the title above alludes, Underdog Daily. We were talking Underdog Fantasy every single day with the help of the good people over at Unabated, this beautiful interface there. If you guys are not members there, consider signing up with promo code BADGE, 20% off, help you through there. They have DFS package for just NBA, and then they also have a props package, which there was some very candid discourse going on in the Discord the other day of like, yo, hey, just signed up for this. Love it. It's really helping me. And it's just like, it's really nice to hear that organic feedback. If you guys are not members of the channel, we just got 71 more of them. Thank you to Copper Prices. Thank you to Best Ball Viper. Thank you to Adam for signing up there. And then Nick, our longest member, flexing his 18 months in everybody's face right now. All right, let's move on over to the Black and Yellow Dog app, the platform of the people here. Made some great changes to the platform over the weekend. One of which, when I click on this beautiful tab, you will see right underneath here, the autopilot toggle on and off when you're signing up for these drafts. Beautiful addition there. I'm hopping into Dawg Bowl right now, Nez.
Let's go.
Let's go. Reminder to all of you who are not familiar with the Dawg Bowl here, there are 2 slates left for it. One today, one on Wednesday there, which means there are 4 10K tickets left up for grab for a $1 million live final, $200,000 to first in San Diego, aka Slam Diego, taking place March 6th through 9, something like that. Question mark. That was my reading the teleprompter, Ron Burgundy. That was my John Burgundy right there. Yeah, but it's gonna be in San Diego. Beautiful resort. It's gorgeous, guys. Really excited for that. We're gonna be having some fun. We might play a little hoops of our own there. There's been some murmurings, some rumors that some people want to snap it around on the court with your boy.
Slap it around on the court. That's not what we say. That is
I said
not
snap.
what we say.
I said snap. I said snap to keep the puck guy phrasing in there. Yeah, no, it'd be a lot of fun, man. Really looking forward to this and a shot at 200,000 USD.
It's gonna be fun. Wish I could be there. It's a bummer. Hopefully it doesn't deter. Maybe that's why the fill rate. Do you think it's why these haven't been filling? Because they want to. People are bummed they can't meet Nez in San Diego. John, you think I'm that much of a draw?
Yes, I do think you're that much of a draw.
Damn.
But
sorry, guys.
But I also think you filling so many contests and trying to max this is not going to end well for you because it's inherently selfish, Nez. You know why?
Why?
Because you're not going to be there to hold that bull, to hold that check. So, I don't want to have to accept it on your behalf, but I fucking will. I fucking will, Nez. I will hold that bull above my head and pretend that it's mine. Don't you worry.
Sure you do not touch it. I don't want John's filthy paws on that shiny gold bowl. No way.
Nez, one thing that we didn't talk through here, it is just Luka and LeBron versus Utah. So I do want to click Bron here, but I wouldn't have objections if you think that maybe there's not enough handling, maybe it's Luka night, etc.
LeBron James.
All right. I will remind you though, Nez, LeBron is the 101 of least winningest player in lineups thus far. Although he did win someone a dog bowl seat last time out with the 101. Or maybe it was the 15K or the 120K slate that won it. I can't remember which one it was, but LeBron did win one of those ones. I would like to click Sabonis here. That's kind of where I've been ranking it. This is the new normal that people are pushing up LaMelo like this. It's weird to see Kyrie get pushed up this high, but I like Franz. I like Trey. I like Sabonis here. What do you like?
Sabonis.
All right. Sabonis it is. We're both kind of in the camp that we are a little scared about Dame's availability this evening. So kind of fading that one at ADP right now. He's falling in rooms. Trey goes alongside Luka to easy there. This is a full-fledged friends and family draft. I know all these people are watching us right now, Nez, so we got to be real careful what we say, huh?
It's over. They already know. They've already been totally psyoped.
Does Dawg Bowl usually fill? Yes, sir. Of course it does. These things have been snap filling all day. The people are shocked. Michael's shocked I didn't get the 101. Nobody runs worse than me, man. It's crazy. Crazy.
You were on a crazy 101 streak.
Every stream draft, I wrote the 101 for like a week. Nez, what can we start flipping the board here? Oh, there's Nick. Nick going out there and doing what the good people on the show suggested, flipping Paulo to the other side of the board there. Seems like a fun one. Interested to see what Easy does here with the Jason Tatum fall. He goes ahead and gobbles that one up. We could take Steph. We could do Bobby Portis. I kind of like the Bobby Portis angle here, Nez. What do you like?
Yeah, we can do Bobby. I would probably do Steph, but we could do some Bobby.
Let's do Bobby. Bobby seems fun. Steph did go through shoot around. We are in the camp that Steph plays this evening, but
yeah,
I don't know. Bobby's going to skyrocket and not be available on the right-hand side of the board the minute Dame gets ruled out, if he gets ruled out,
Yeah.
Bridges and Gafford. That's the new Gafford price tag, new Gafford ADP. I will now hear you out, Nez, and I will take Steph Curry if you would like to pair it for some game correlation with Bobby Portis here. But if there's someone else you'd like, I will hear that out as well.
Steph's my favorite pick here.
All right. Who would you rank second? Because I do think there's a really interesting part of the draft board here with the two Cleveland pieces, the J-Dub blowout potential there, the Trey Murphy on the other side of blowout potential versus a tough D. Who's a target in there that you like?
Probably Evan Mobley, like those Cavs guys. And then after that, I would probably push up Jamal Murray.
You push up Jamal Murray. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I think so.
Sounds good to me. Thoughts on Jimmy Butler today? We kind of talked about the potential assists. We didn't really talk about him in particular. We talked about his ADP relative to his ADP. He's going to probably be the most tied to Joker player on the entire slate, Nez, just because it's a tier break in people's mind, and he just always goes right in this range where Nick's drafting. Thoughts on Jimmy Buckets?
Yeah, I think Jimmy is in a great spot tonight. I think the team setup is pretty strong for him as well in Golden State. I think he's a very solid pick at ADP.
Okay. What are you going to have? 20%? 18%?
Probably 18.
Yeah. Try and be in that vicinity.
Yeah.
Nez, we could start scrolling here. We could start having some fun. This is where the Q tag stuff comes into play a little bit. We could potentially get a swap for Hero. We could play the Nas Reed game with Ant Edwards potentially missing. Walker Kessler, you said you love the spot, and it gives us a little correlation with Big Bronny. What do you think there?
Yeah, let's do Walker Kessler.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Let's do Walker Kessler with that one, and then let's find ourselves an absolute scroll the F down.
Yeah, we gotta get the scrolly here.
It would be a fun scroll this evening. I mean, we already alluded to the Kuzma one, but Kuzma probably doesn't pair amazing with Bobby Portis, although there is some game stack correlation with Steph Curry being on this team, so we could still do that. You weren't in love with Dyson this evening. Reeves is harder to click with, Braun and Connect and Luka being back in kind of thing. Who do you like, Ness?
I do love Kuzma, man.
You like it more than Monk on this team? I guess Monk would be pairing with Sabonis anyways. We could do one of your Portland guys too.
I guess we do have we already have Bobby here too, so maybe John Collins. No, we have another Utah guy too.
We got a Utah guy. Let's do Kuz. I'm good with it. Cool. Kuz and Bobby Portis. This game goes to overtime. Steph is chefing on one end of the floor. Kuzma and Bobby Portis are cooking on the other. Little fun game stack correlation there with two 33 plus ADPers on the same team after getting a little bit of ADP value. Don't dupe us.
Couldn't do it if they tried.
Easy taking that Nas Reed in the last round. I respect that. There's your PJ Washington play as a potential riser if he does play through the Q tag. If not, you're going to get a swap off of him. Kristaps' new price tag with people anticipating a Brown and or Tatum sit is at 25 there. There goes Brown at 35 to our guy Chris. Perfectly cromulent, well-drafted teams. GG's all around, Nez.
Yeah, it was a tough room. It was a pretty tough room.
Let's see if we can roll a softer room here. Jumping in 2 more spots for the Dawg Bowl. Snap fills yet again. Our guy Justin doubling down on the notion. There we go. Back to the 101s where we belong.
Too easy.
PJ's a great 6th rounder, according to Justin.
Oh, yeah.
Nez, you were kind of in lockstep there.
For sure. I mean, it's basically like a free roll, except, you're not going to get number 1 swap priority, but there's so many swaps to throw in there that it's no big deal.
Yeah. Evergreen question here: is 1 scroll the move, or is doing 2 in this contest? I mean, I think both are viable for sure. When you're only dealing with 2 spots and then a start drop off, though, the double scroll has a little bit more leverage, but it's all contextually relevant to how players are projecting on a given slate.
Yeah, for sure. It's gotta make sense, and I think it does make sense today to do it 2 times.
2 times. We're not going to scroll with this first one though, because when the basketball gods, the powers that be, give us Joker at the 101, you just click them, Nez.
Smash it.
You smash that. We got some Dawg Bowl qualifiers already in here hanging out. Sam Olsen has already qualified, and Lulz LOL Hot Dogs has already qualified, hanging out in this draft with us. So yet another tough room here, Nez.
Yep. Not doing us any favors.
Nick, who'd you pick with that last the last pick there. It closed out before I could get it there. Tells you he took in the 6th round, so we know which sharp player to take in the 6th here.
Damn, we got RJ ruled out tomorrow already, so he's really dealing with this concussion.
Yeah, shit. Poor guy, man. Good Canadian kid who just wants to play in front of his hometown. Hate to see it.
Yeah, I hope he's all right, man. It's a long time to be out with a concussion.
This is 2 rooms in a row, which we've seen all red badge players pairing Kyrie and Melo together at the right-hand side of the board there. The hashtag models are telling you to push up those 2. And it's the classic, we fooled ourselves into thinking it's contrarian because we're moving 2 ADPs to that side of the board, but yet everybody's doing it. So it's you're going to see a lot of that combination repeated here.
Yeah, that seems to be the chalk now, which is like kind of funny because it's 2 reaches at ADP, but
yeah. There's the De'Aaron Fox with Wemby pairing. We get the Q tag falls of Dame and Tatum if we want to take that swing, but I really like the Franz spot tonight, Ned. So I'd like to take Franz with one of these. And you don't think Dame plays this evening, right?
No, I do not.
So would you take Tatum, Zion, Bobby Portis here, or somebody else?
I think Zion or Bobby here.
Let's do Zion. Let's do Zion. I think Zion will be more frequently paired. I'm a little bit scared about the spread, but if there's any reason for this game to stay close, and there's any reason for Zion to play just north of 28 minutes this evening, it is because Point Zion came to play.
Yeah. Yeah. It's gotta be his part. He kind of, begets himself, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. T. Jones suggesting that Joker, Ant, and Ball is a great start. That's no longer available. That was definitely a great start earlier this morning. LaMelo will never fall back there now.
Will Ant fall either? I mean, is he starting to go early? Are people seeing what I'm seeing now?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Ant went at 10 in this one to the great Sam Olsen. So people are seeing what you're seeing in that one. What are you referring to, Des?
Just that I thought that Ant would play.
Oh, yeah.
And I was kind of on an island.
Yeah, not like legitimately seeing like a new update or something.
No.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, dog.
Mr. Good Boys. There's a couple Mr. Good Boys being Mr. Good Boys, man. Can't fault them. Look at you trying to have a level-headed discussion with your dog.
We talk, man. He understands me. Chill, bro.
Listen, Big T, you're right here right now. And I'm going to need you to come down to here right now.
Seriously. Meet me at my level.
See these salty, earthy tones that I'm driving out here. Sweet Mahogany, which Nez is singing on the platform.
I want to see what Sammy O does here. He's got a nice start, in my opinion.
Yeah, a little Steph there with Ant putting 2 Q tags together. Bobby Portis falls to 16 there. We got a Luka, Trey, Portis, Gafford team that could age nicely relative to projections. Evan Mobley can never get the Cleveland pieces right there. Jimmy Butler flipping to the other side of the board there by air. There's a good way to get contrarian with it. Nez, J-Dub fits well on this team with Zion because you kind of need it to be pushed, in my estimation. But yeah, I'll hear you out on anything here.
He does fit kind of well, huh?
Yeah, I think it fits well. If you're making the bet that game stays a little bit closer, we do that.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think a game stack makes sense. If you have one piece, it's better with the run back, I think, in this one.
Okay.
And then I would probably say Jamal Murray here, man. But
okay,
I'm willing to do KP obviously as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm good with either here. Jamal Murray, any concern pairing it with Joker at all?
No, I kind of prefer it.
Okay, let's do it then. Hey.
Yo, what's wrong with
Hey.
Jamal and Joker?
Hey, Mr. Good Boy. Being Mr. Good Boy for a second here.
These guys are
It's
about to start
crazy how
barking at each other from across the stream.
it's crazy how heavy that bark is when he wants it. He just goes deep in the soul for that one.
Yeah, Trey
Oh,
Murphy pick from Sam. He's not feeling too scared of that. I mean, I know it's a little bit of a fall, but
yeah, I think I'm fine with it in that vicinity. I mean, the usage has just been pretty nice. And now you pull CJ McCollum off that court as well. We could have a nice handling role for Trey this evening. Sorry.
yeah.
Bob's chill. Is he trying to bait me in the chat here? Won't catch me slipping. One other play that I'm going to experiment with here that Wells is doing here. If we really like this Walker Kessler spot, to pull him up here because he rarely falls back at the 6 and do him at 25 with Joker. That feels not terrible.
Yeah, no, I would really enjoy a pull up of Kessler.
Yeah. John Collins and Jordan Poole. So, I mean, Error doing the projection play at the start here that is like the new norm of this like mellow Kyrie, and then reaching to the other side of the board for Jimmy and then 2 scrolls with Poole and John Collins. I mean, that's how you counterbalance. I like that.
Big fan of that.
Hot Dogs likes the Kuzma play as well here. Easy taking the double knife to the back here with Bam and Dyson Daniels. So surely Bam's going to put up 65 fantasy points, and Dyson Daniels going to have 9 stocks. Jaylen Brown goes there to Sam. Balil Coulibaly as a scroll the F down to Chris.
Wow.
We are up here with the hero decision. We could do the Nas Reed as a potential he plays. Garland from that same game environment. Malik Monk.
Monk, I like.
Let's do Monk.
Yeah,
I think Monk's fine. We could have done PJ Washington there as well.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about PJ. I need to get him higher in my ranks.
Juice McCaffrey has already maxed this contest. What a fucking boss. Is Tatum falling this regularly? Yeah, he's falling a good portion now. He falls. We've seen him fall to like 16, 15, 16, that sort of deal.
Just McCaffrey, did you max because like time constraints, or like did you think there was an edge? Because like, man, I need that crystal ball.
Is Dame out? No, not yet. He has a Q tag. Second night of a back-to-back. They submitted the back-to-back report with a Q tag on it after playing 43 minutes last night. So Dame is not out. He's just falling because people are treating it as such. This is a good duration of an evergreen question that we get from Justin here all the time. Question: let's say you're drafting 50 plus teams. What's your typical optimal exposure for your favorite play on the slate? 30-ish%? For us, it's kind of like an evergreen conversation that exposures are representative of risk tolerance, right? I have no issue on a certain slate to take a certain stance and just try and get 50% of one isolated play if I think it's that significantly better than the field. That being said, I think in general, I kind of end up around 35, 40 as like a high mark for some of the guys in which I take. But yeah, that's coming from a guy who plays, 50 to 75. Sometimes I get up to 100 lineups a night, that sort of deal. Nez, how about you, man?
For me, if I'm playing 50 lineups and I have a play that I like, and like I'm only playing 50, I would probably say like, maybe this is a shocking answer, like 60%.
Yeah.
That's fine. I would absolutely just hammer that edge.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good to me. All right, cool. Time constraint, self-harm. Big board time. Ben is always chiming for a big board. I think we're gonna do big board on Thursday. Big board on Thursday. Lay of the land for this week, I think, is going to be obviously all Dog Bowl today. We'll do a pick 'em right now and then call it a show. But Dog Bowl today. Tomorrow's going to be a paywall show. It's going to be a short, condensed hoop slate with no back-to-backs. It's, I believe it's a 4-gamer. So we can kind of just rapid fire that one. Maybe it's a 5. Anyways, I'm scrolling back here. It's a 3-gamer. It's a less than that. Oh no, I'm not. No, it's a 4-gamer. I was looking at the wrong day. I was looking at Sunday. It's a 4-gamer with 2 nationally televised games with no back-to-backs. So it'll be kind of a fun one to talk through. So we'll do 4 games of NBA tomorrow, and we'll do a dinger draft. We will do the baseball draft. We will return to our roots. We'll do a dinger draft there. Then on Wednesday, off and on the clock with our best friend Pete Overzet there, we are going to dive into the Hoop Street. Last chance to qualify for San Diego on Wednesday. So we'll do a full hoop slate with the assistance of Unabated on that one. And then Thursday, I think we're going to do non-paywall big board and then maybe something else. So we'll do big board for sure on Thursday. And it's another tiny hoop slate on Thursday. So maybe we do hoops and big board there. And then Friday will be all Nez. I'm gone Friday and Monday, all-star weekend for myself, just for feeling like an all-star, not because I earned it or anything. There, so Nez will be doing that sort of thing. So maybe a nose strip, maybe a solo stream in the afternoon, all that sort of stuff. Good luck to everybody this evening. Nez, ideas for potential pick'em stuff here as I peruse the market-based projections for Unabated.
I think I like Zion hires.
Okay. Let me do this. Evergreen reminder that we are using market-based projections because Unabated's projections come out in about half an hour time here. Oh my. Nez, he says, I like Zion hires. I look at the market-based projections. The first 2 edges are Zion lowers.
You can't teach ball to a computer, bro.
To be fair, they are the market-based ones. They are not the Unabated projection ones. So that was pretty funny just to see that kind of dichotomy created there. I like some of these things in the chat here to get ahead of. Like getting ahead on some of the Bobby Portis stuff sounds interesting to me. I like this Kessler. We talked about the Kessler spot. So like, okay, which one? What about Zion did you like?
I'm just like a PRA guy with Zion. Just think he does everything.
Okay, we could do a Zion. We could do the Walker Kessler one. People saying double.
Yeah, double is like
little boost,
even multiplier or higher.
Yeah, little boost. That's a good one. And then getting ahead on like Bobby Portis or we were talking about Kuzma in the last round. Let's get ahead on Kuzma's PRA.
Okay.
Actually, 31.5 is pretty high.
That's why I like him so much in drafts.
Yeah, they like him. Wow, 38 fantasy points for Kuzma. Okay, maybe Portis is better in the lobbies, and Kuzma's better as a draft piece.
Yeah.
Wow. Guys, think about this for a half second. This is without Dame Lillard ruled out yet, right? This is Q-tag Dame Lillard. Bobby Portis goes every single draft at pick 16. The Pick'em lobby has a 32.5 on his PRA and a 38.75 on his fantasy points. Kyle Kuzma's is the exact same. It's 38 and 31.5, but with the huge ownership leverage discount.
There it goes.
R.I.P. John.
There goes my edge. It's gone. Good work, John.
I just gave away the edge to the people.
Way to go, dude.
Fuck. It's almost as if we do a show to help people play these games.
It's gone.
Oh, shoot. That's funny. Really makes you think.
Why is that?
Kuzma swaps. What could possibly go wrong? Christian Brown double if no MPJ. I'm down to get ahead of Reeves lowers. That's fun.
He's already like pretty low.
Is he? Okay, let's see what Reeves is
That's
working
why I don't
with.
like him in drafts. He's like a top 30 pick.
Reeves lower on the PRA of 27.5. You're awfully quiet there, Nez. You don't like it.
No, I already think it's pretty low. I already said that.
Okay. All right. Any love for the Christian Braun stuff? Brown?
Yeah, I think Brown's a fun play.
Okay. Almost
I
got
don't know how
double
for
last game.
double candidate, but I do like him. Maybe like a points and assists type of thing.
This double is teasing us with this 5.76 here.
Okay. All right. I didn't know it was 5.76.
All right. Okay, we're gonna run this one there. Christian Braun double, Walker Kessler double, Zion PRA, hoping that the projections come back in our favor, and they're better than the market-based projections for us right now. I'm gonna do.
That's the Zion in and out pick 'em right there. Zion gets 2 doubles every time he's at in and out.
Sounds like me after puck. All right. I'm going to run it without the Zion in there as well. That seems fun. And then I think we can run something with like Bobby Portis or I want to get ahead of it, but I think the market's priced correctly.
I think they already kind of are baking in game out.
Yeah, I think the market's probably correct on getting ahead on that stuff. I mean, maybe you could do something like specific, like assists, or like something like an increased handling rule to like Kuzma or something. So you could do like Kuzma dimes or something like that. You know, like, what are we dealing with? Like 5.5 as a multiplier.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like maybe you could get ahead on something like that, but I think that's correctly priced.
Me too.
How about like T-Wolves? Wow, Ant at 30.
That's what I'm saying, man. Ant is a smash if he's in.
Wow.
He's a smash.
That's big time.
He's a first round pick if he's playing.
Yeah, who would you rather take at the 6-7 there, Ant or Kyrie?
If Ant's in?
Yeah.
Ant all day.
Okay. Aaron Wiggins higher on the 12.5 points. He's hitting 5 straight unabated, has him at 14.4.
That's fun.
That is a great one. Probably starts again tonight without Cason Wallace and without Isaiah Joe. Right?
Him, it would be SGA, J-Dub, Chet, Hartenstein, and I guess Wiggins, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, maybe Lou Dort, but if it's Lou Dort, he just comes off the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Who else can we get on? Nets stuff?
Yeah. Who do you take on the net? Look at these fucking Nets pick'ems, bro.
So gross.
This team's gonna win by 3.
Oh, jeez. Jaden McDaniels, we can get ahead of the Ant stuff. What's Jaden McDaniels doing?
Jaden just crushed him, I guess, huh? Points and boards? I don't know.
Points and boards?
That feels like safe for him, like in or out, or safer.
Dude, you know what's also kind of a fun thing to do here when the markets haven't fully caught back up to like Chet being in? I did play this one the other night and it went 4 for 5, and then I got beat by the hook on something with the help of Unabated there. But like this OKC game, if you play the lowers on like all the auxiliary like guys who are fringe rotation guys, so like Jalen with a Y lowers and Kendrick Williams lowers in tandem with Aaron Wiggins.
Yeah, but
And they're
I worry about that tonight.
with the
These guys
blowout
might play a
run.
full fourth.
Right. Yeah. Potentially like blowout run in that game.
I do kind of like J-Dub lowers because I thought I was pretty shocked by his pick'ems tonight.
Mhm.
They're like 31.5 PRA. I kind of think he goes lower on that personally.
That was the J-Dub one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was at like 28.5 that when Chet first came back.
Okay. Those probably positively correlate too, but we won't get taxed on it.
Exactly.
Okay. What's a good third to pair this one with? The Kessler one again?
We're just falling. Double is so good.
We just keep falling in love with the Walker Kessler one.
I just like, I can't quite understand why that's a positive multiplier.
Right.
That to me just doesn't make sense.
100 USD will pay for my Dawg Bowl entries this evening, hopefully. Not an L word. Aaron Wiggins, lower on the J-Dub because we're concerned about the blowout run and the return of Chet and Hartenstein and blah, blah, blah. We could also get ahead of Grant being out. Denny Avdia boards, 8 boards for a 2.2. That's kind of a fun one.
Yeah, I would endorse it. I would endorse it. I do gotta head out here though.
Yeah, for sure. All right, guys, that's kind of the gist of it. I think this is a really sharp point that you guys should be thinking about when drafting that the GOAT Sam Olsen is thinking about. And he said any combo of the 6-7 other than Sabonis is probably paired with Joker. So just things to think through in terms of your combos that exist by like pushing up Melo there. Like, yeah, it seems good based on the projection, but like there's going to be a lot of LaMelo Joker teams. So like, how are you going to juxtapose that in a 1v1? Right. So just things to think through. Yeah, we had some good organic discourse today. Good unabated breakdown, fun stuff there. Roll it back to the start, guys. If you want some talk about the Super Bowl and the Super Bowl contest that was there, the gauntlet, we talked about that one and the winner there a little bit. Yeah, any final words for the people, Ness?
I'll see you in these Dawg Bowl lobbies. I've got a long way to go. Let's go Blazers. Let's go Pels. Let's have some fun.
If your team sucks at basketball this evening, Nez believes in you.
That's right. You're absolutely correct.
I love it. All right. Best of luck to everybody at the Dawg Bowl streets here. Nez and I will be drafting the remainder of the afternoon here. We'll be back tomorrow behind the paywall, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much to the Membies who donated all those memberships. Give some love in the chat or in the comments if you were a recipient of them. 50 gifted out from Copper Prices and 20 gifted out from Best Ball Viper. Much love from the community. We still got like 800 of us hanging out. Jump on over to the YouTube side. Become a member. Do all that fun stuff. We are here talking Underdog with the assistance of Unabated every single day, as the name above me implies. I will find the button, I swear, Nez. There it is. Everybody's favorite time on the show. The base.